Nationally South, game week 14 predictions. Let's go do it. So apologies if this one is slightly more rushed than usual. Blame Chelmsford. Why do you play all of your midweek games on a Monday night? I don't get it. Can someone elaborate for me in the comment section below why they can't play on the Tuesday or Wednesday? Don't get it. Would love to know. But yeah, thanks a lot, Chelmsford. Thanks a lot. Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's look at the scores I did get right, and let's look at the score or result of the weekend. Right, scores of the week. Get the book out, because I actually got 3 right. Very impressed. That's 25%. I'll take that any day of the week. What did we get right? We got Chippenham losing 2-1 to St Albans. I got that bang on. I don't know why I did it, but it seemed a reasonable score, and it was right. Dover drawn with Hemel 2-2. I said Dover will go for 3 2-2 draws in a row, and they've gone and done exactly that. Fair play. They're not wins, but, you know, Dover, great for confidence. And Worthing Yeovil, I put 2-1. This looks so unlikely. And then obviously Worthing scored in the 89th minute, and then Yeovil scored in like the 90th plus 8th minute. Crazy, but it means I did get it right, and that's 3 results out of the 12 right. I'll take it. In other news, result of the weekend, going to give it to one team. The game I actually went to, Hampton and Richmond beating Taunton. Hampton and Richmond have now gone 3 wins on a trot, and they've beaten a Taunton side who are so good at home and have only lost 1 game all season as it was. So Hampton and Richmond, you are this week's, upset, best result of the weekend, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, a great result for them. Without further ado, let's get into the 11 games coming up for the National South game week 14. The only 2 teams that won't be participating in the weekend coming will be Chippenham and Truro. So sorry to you guys, you're not going to be involved in this video. Our first game, the Monday night game, Chelmsford City taking on Dover Athletic. Should be a good game. Chelmsford are really having a bit of a poor run of form. I know they did have a win a couple of weeks ago, but bar that, it's just not been that great. A recent stalemate 0-0 draw against Slough Town, who are obviously strugglers in this league at the moment, but to never be wrote off. They're playing Dover, who have, as we've said, 3 2-2 draws in a row. Before that, a couple losses. But Dover, the problem is they're showing that they can score goals, but they're conceding just as many as they score, which isn't a good fit. So they're still really struggling. They're still one of my favourites to go down. I think Chelmsford should get a result out of this one, as much as I don't want to write Dover off too much. But I am going to go for a Chelmsford win. I'm going to call it narrowly. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Next up, first of the Tuesday night games. What a cracker as well. Bit of a rivalry. Bath City taking on Taunton Town. That is set to be a great game. Both of these 2 sides bottling really important games on the weekend, meaning Yeovil have properly leapfrogged them in the table now, sitting 3 points clear. So these 2 teams will be massively hoping to get 3 points out of this one. As I said, I could have given Tonbridge the result of the week. Their result against Bath, beating them 3-2 in the 90th minute. Outstanding result, but the only reason Hampton got it for me personally was because Taunton just hadn't lost at home all season. They were, it was a fortress almost. But onto this fixture, I think this will be stupidly close. The only good thing that came out of Bath City's recent result against Tonbridge was Scott Wilson, now top goal scorer in the league. He could stay up there at the rate he's going. He's an outstanding striker for this league. Who am I going to call it to? I do personally think, and I'm sorry to say it, I do think Taunton might slowly drop down the rankings as the season goes on. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel like it might happen. So for that reason, I'm going to go for another 2-1, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win for Bath. Eastbourne Borough take on Dartford FC. Eastbourne Borough really having a poor season. Only 14 points from their first 13 games. They've played 1 more than the rest as well. It's a really tough start for them. The young squad just isn't proving, isn't coming good at the moment. I'm sure it was the season goes on and experience grows. But are they going to be leaving it too late as it goes on to get the playoff spots? Who knows? Dartford, on the other hand, really chuffed with recent results. Josh Nembard scoring 3 in his last 2 games. We're scoring plenty of goals now. Fantastic win over Havant, ex-manager Steve King, on the other end of the dugout for Dartford, which would have been a really weird scene. But, Dartford playing some good football yet again. Goals are being scored, and it was just really good to see a clean sheet kept as well. So home form is looking fantastic. Away form's looking okay as well. But Eastbourne Borough just looking too poor for my liking at the moment. So for that reason, I am going to go for a Dartford win. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win. Farnborough, Tonbridge, two teams that had fantastic results this weekend. Farnborough obviously a really good away draw at Maidstone, so fantastic results. Maidstone on really good form, and Farnborough love a 1-1 draw, don't they? It's just one of their results they've been getting quite often this season. Tonbridge, couple of penalties, sealing the deal for them in a humongous win over Bath. That puts them 3 points out of relegation now, so that is a mightily important result for a team that I expected to be around mid-table this season. This should be a really good game. This is one of those I could see Farnborough get another 1-1 draw. So for that reason, I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. Next up, we have a very in-form side, Hampton and Richmond, taking on a very out-of-form side, Worthing. This should be just a really good game to see where it goes. Hampton and Richmond, obviously 3 unbeaten now, wins over Havant, Dartford and Taunton. Fantastic results for them in recent weeks. Has put them all the way up to 13th in the league. And they're taking on a Worthing side now, haven't won in their last 4 games. A really disappointing loss to Yeovil, conceding in the 90th plus 8th minute. But that happens, and that's why we love this league. It's just so bonkers. But they've had a really disappointing few weeks. They are clinging on to the playoffs at the moment, sitting 7th in the table. So to get some form back is going to be massively important for them in this playoff push, with just so many good teams in the league this year. So do I think they're going to do it? I'm not too sure. I don't want to call this one at all. I'm going 2-2. Hemel Hempstead Town take on Braintree Town. Hemel Hempstead, fantastic result on the weekend. I know it doesn't seem like it when you're playing Dover, but at the end of the day, to get someone sent off in the 20th minute and then still go on and draw the game, including one of them being a 90th plus 5th minute equaliser, in my eyes, that's a very small win and a great result to keep up their sort of really small unbeaten streak they've got going at the moment. They're doing really well, lots and lots of draws, but just to keep confidence and points on the board is always vitally important. Braintree beating fellow strugglers Weston-super-Mare 2-0 at the weekend. That would be just a fantastic result for them. Really importantly needed. Puts them on 14 or 15 points now, so just creeping out of the relegation zone. But they're going to have to do a lot to go to Hemel and Hempstead and try and pick up all 3 points. I am going to back Hemel and Hempstead to win this one, and I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 win. St Albans City, they're taking on Slough Town. Slough Town obviously still in the relegation zone, even though they haven't lost in their last 5 games. Bonkers. That's mad. Just shows how poor of a start to the season they did have. It was an awful start for them. But 5 games without a loss, including 2 wins, but still in the relegation. So, keeping the points on the board for them is going to be vitally important. St Albans City now 1 point off the playoffs. I still expect them to be one of the teams pushing to make those playoffs, along with the likes of Chelmsford and Dartford. So a home game against Slough Town has 3 points written all over it. Slough did get a nice little draw on the weekend against a good Chelmsford side, but Chelmsford are so out of form. St Albans gone away to Chippenham, got a win. I'm going to back them to win this one as well. I'm sorry, Slough Town. So I feel like I'm betting against you quite a lot. But for this week, I'm going to go for St Albans to win 2-1 again. Welling United taking on Maidstone. This should be a tasty one. Welling United, really poor season, still only 9 points, getting absolutely thumped by Torquay on the weekend. Hugely disappointing. It's not that you expect them to go and beat Torquay, but to get thumped is really not nice. That's the second 5-1 defeat for them this season, including an away game at Truro. They're just not very good away, are they? Nor at home, to be honest. Maidstone United, they're just in really good form at the moment. A draw against Farnborough isn't a horrendous result. It's not going to throw their season off too much. This should still be a really good game. I've no other option in my head. Like many others will agree, to back Maidstone to go on and win this one. I'm going to back Maidstone to win 2-0. Love a Tuesday night game. Why? Because you get so many local derbies. It's fantastic. Weston-super-Mare taking on Torquay United. This one, again, another game that looks like it's only going to go one way for me. Torquay, as we've just spoke about, another 5-1 win. Jarvis getting another couple of goals there. His 6th of the season, that was. He's having a really good season, as well as a few of the other Torquay players are as well. Everyone chipping in on Saturday for a great performance. And they're, as I say, they're right back up there. 22 points for them now. And I just don't see them coming out of the playoff positions now. They should be there, and I think they will be one of the semi-finalist playoffs. Weston-super-Mare, on the other hand, just having a really poor season. Conceded their 20th goal of the season already on the weekend. Really, really struggling after what was a tremendous start to the season. I really hope they do pick up form soon because they're a great club, and I loved my visit there recently, and I can't wait for my next visit there in January for Dartford. But I just can't see them winning this one, so I've gone for a 3-1 Torquay United win. The rivalries continue. We have Yeovil Town taking on Weymouth. The game I'm hoping to go watch should be an absolute belter. Weymouth have found form. That's the really good thing, because if you're going to play this Yeovil side at the moment, you have to come in all guns blazing. And Weymouth are now 5 unbeaten, albeit a few of those draws. Yeovil, on the other hand, so high on confidence. FA Cup's going well. Just win in the league. 90th plus 8th minute winner for Matty Worthington against Worthing. It's just all going their way at the moment, and if you're a Yeovil fan at the moment, you must just be loving life. Now 3 points clear at the top, with a game in hand over the team in second, Taunton. They're just in dreamland at the moment, and why wouldn't they be? Unbelievable stuff from Yeovil. Absolutely no reason they shouldn't go and win again. I think the local derbies make it a bit tasty and make the games a bit closer. So for that reason, as I've gone with many other results in this video, I'm going for a 2-1 Yeovil win, because why not? Yeovil have a 2-1 win. Havant are taking on Aveley on the Wednesday night at home. If anyone else could clarify for me as well, why do Havant only play home midweek on a Wednesday night? What other events are there going on there that prohibits the Tuesday night, for example? I don't know. But Havant and Waterlooville, it's just a horrible season for them. God knows why I put them in my predictions at the start of the season, but it is not anywhere near where they are currently. Still 5 points. Steve King taking over, and it's not going as well as they would have hoped. And it seems like that signing of Tom Bonner just seemed like desperation to get a player that's only going to play, every now and then when available. Aveley, on the other hand, they've got a really, really good chance against Aveley. Aveley are now 4 games without a win. I did expect Aveley to not stay up there too long. I do think they'll still finish outside the playoffs personally, and I'm sorry to say it, Aveley fans, it's just my opinion. I think they will. So Havant have got a really good chance here to go and take something out of an Aveley side, who are just in a bit of a bad run of form at the moment. Nothing crazy, but just a bit of a bad patch at the moment. So maybe it's out of guilt, I don't know. But do I think Havant can maybe get a point out of this? Yeah, I do. They've made a couple other signings recently that might come good. So I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. So there you have it. All games have been predicted for the National League South upcoming midweek fixtures. Hopefully this is out before the Chelmsford one kicks off. I'm not too sure though. I'll try my best, I promise. But if you did enjoy, as always, please, as I say every video, smash that like button. It does me the world of good. Lets me know you're enjoying the content and all that other stuff. All the games in the description below. I hope whoever you're supporting, they do well. Unless you are obviously playing Dartford. I never want you to do well. Please don't do well. So sorry, Eastbourne. But there you go. I'm going to stop babbling now. Hope you did enjoy. Until the next one, I'll see all you lovely people around. Peace.